Fasten your seatbelts as we tell you all about the 8 richest women in the world. Welcome to the Elite Post. Number 8. Mackenzie Scott. Popularly known as the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott is the youngest billionaire on our list with a net worth of $26.3 billion. After their widely covered divorce in 2019, Mackenzie Bezos changed her surname to Scott. Owing to her support for her husband in building Amazon, Mackenzie received a 4% stake in the trillion-dollar company. Once the divorce was finalized, Mackenzie instantly became the 4th wealthiest woman in the world. Unfortunately, we might not be seeing her on the richest list in the future, as she has pledged to donate half of her wealth throughout her lifetime. In fact, Mackenzie has already donated more than $12.5 billion to more than 1,000 NGOs for various causes. 7. Susanne Klatten. If you're a fan of BMW, you're in for a treat. Susanne Hannah Ursula Klatten is a German billionaire heiress with a net worth of $27.2 billion. She is the oldest child of Herbert Quandt, who was a legendary industrialist and steered BMW to its current glory. What's interesting is that Klatten has been the richest person in automotive industry even before she proved her worth. That's because her father left her a 12.5% stake in his automobile company, BMW. Currently, she's the sole owner and deputy chair of Atlanta Group, a top German pharmaceutical company founded by her grandfather, which takes in more than $2.5 billion yearly in revenue. A grim rumor about Klatten is that her family supported the Nazis in Germany to make profits through slave labor in World War II, but no one seems to care about that rumor. Number 6. Gina Rinehart. Gina Rinehart is the wealthiest person in Australia and 6th richest woman on the planet. Gina inherited her father's struggling iron ore company after his death in 1992 and now has an astonishing net worth of $29.9 billion. Rinehart became executive chairwoman of Koch Prospecting and transformed it into one of the most high-profile iron ore exploring companies in the world. The mining magnate is one of the leading philanthropists of her country, donating graciously to many ventures. Along with Georgina Hope Foundation, she has helped numerous young people. The multi-billionaire has also helped promote Australian swimmers for almost 30 years. Hancock's biggest asset is the Roy Hill mining project, which has been sending shipments to Asia since 2015. And that's not all. Rinehart is also the single largest landowner in Australia and owns approximately 1.2% of the entire continent. She is also Australia's 2nd largest cattle producer. Number 5. Miriam Adelson. At number 5, we have Miriam Adelson, an Israeli-American physician with an estimated net worth of $35.3 billion. Born as Miriam Farbstein, the 77-year-old got married to American business magnate Sheldon Adelson in 1991. Adelson was the CEO and chairman of the casino company Las Vegas Sands until he passed away in 2021. After her husband's death, Miriam acquired the shares of her husband's gambling empire. She owns almost 50% of the shares of his casino company, which also has franchises in Singapore and Macau. Miriam and Sheldon Adelson were known for spending hundreds of millions of dollars on Republican candidates in federal elections. Both also spent millions supporting anti-addiction projects and the pro-Israeli causes. In February of 2022, Las Vegas Sands sold its assets on the Vegas Strip for $6.25 billion. Number 4. Jacqueline Mars. Owning 1/3 of the world's largest candy company, Jacqueline Mars is the 4th richest woman on Earth. She inherited Mars from her grandfather and worked on his legacy tirelessly for nearly 20 years. Heiress to a $20.5 billion candy fortune, both Jacqueline and her 2 brothers served as the board of directors of Mars. The company still managed to make $33 billion in revenue, producing favorites like Milky Way, M&M's, Extra, and Skittles. Jacqueline has a total net worth of $38 billion and has tried keeping a low profile. That is until 2013, when she was found guilty of hitting a minivan carrying 6 women in Virginia, USA, and killing an 86-year-old grandmother. The pregnant driver of the van suffered critical injuries and a miscarriage due to the crash. Jacqueline received a $2,500 fine and 12 months of jail time. Number 3. Alice Walton. In third place, we have Alice Walton, a well-known art collector and philanthropist who topped the world's richest women's list in 2020. Walton is the only daughter of Sam Walton and acquired a 13% stake in her father's supermarket chain, Walmart. Alice initially made billions from the sales of some of her original shares and dividends. She also introduced new ventures like pickup and delivery-only stores in 2014. However, things have changed since COVID-19, and Walton descended from Forbes' list when her fortune fell by $12.2 billion. The retailer has now abandoned their original model after less than 9 years. This is due to a massive reduction in Walmart's e-commerce growth since the pandemic. Walmart has also recently been found shutting down its U.S. tech hubs and asking hundreds of employees to relocate. Number 2. Julia Koch. Julia Koch is an American socialite and widow of the 7th richest person in America. Julia instantly became the 2nd richest woman in the world after the death of her husband, David Koch. While having to experience the loss of a family member, Julia and her children inherited 42% shares of David's company. With her shares of inheritance alone, Julia's net worth skyrocketed to $59.9 billion. Her husband's company, Koch Industries, is the 2nd largest private U.S. firm. It has revenues of $110 billion and refines crude oil, produces fertilizer, makes Dixie cups, and toilet paper. Julia worked as an assistant designer for the renowned fashion tycoon Adolfo before she moved to New York City. There she met David on a blind date and both got married soon. Julia Koch and David were leading philanthropists and donated to many charities together. Their most notable contributions were a $10 million grant to Mount Sinai Medical Center and Stanford Children's Hospital each. Koch Industries has benefited immensely from rising oil prices, adding to Julia's financial status. Number 1. Francoise Bettencourt Myers. At number 1 on our list, we have renowned businesswoman Francoise Bettencourt Myers with a net worth of $80.1 billion. Francoise is the heir and chairwoman of her grandfather's cosmetic brand, L'Oréal Paris. After being awarded a 33% stake in the company by her mother, Francoise served as the chairwoman of the family's holdings since 1997. As of today, Francoise stands at a net worth of $80.2 billion. She's a leading philanthropist, managing to hold countless charities through her Bettencourt Schuller Family Foundation. Ever since Francoise took over the world's largest cosmetic company, it has acquired luxury brands like Lancôme, Ralph Lauren, and the American cosmetics company Helena Rubinstein. That's it for our list of the world's richest women. We hope you enjoyed the video and learned new facts at the same time. If you want to watch more interesting videos, feel free to visit our channel. And as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.